Theo does his podcast out here.
I saw he had a green screen with a fake
It's
background.
got like plants and
That's
stuff.
pretty
No green screen. It's the wood back there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a tight shot.
It looks
on
good.
You can't tell. It looks like it's in
I was wondering when he does that. But
looks like
good.
between two ferns or something. Like some sort of talk show
Fancy.
like that. Yeah.
Chats in the garden.
Yes, exactly. Like Oprah sitting in the forest for some reason. Did you ever see clips of that? I forgot what it was for. I think it was for her magazine or a channel. Okay, you ready? Ready?
What's Up Fool Podcast? What's Up Fool Podcast, man? With my co-host right here, Johnny Roque.
Yeah, man.
He's right here. And Lesa's here too.
Oh, the bad hair day. Oh my God.
Rodrigo is in Mexico getting married, getting fatter.
He's not getting married.
No, that was the secret. He's getting married, man. He just didn't want to invite no one.
He
Want to do it secretly. Do it cheap as hell. He's eating fat, bro.
Am I plugged in here? You hear me?
This morning, he ate like a big bowl of pozole, dude. Like, I saw...
For
there was
breakfast.
There was a big... There's a woman there in Mexico. She was making this big pot, but it was boiling, it was sizzling. It was all beef with hominy. And they had cilantros and homemade corn tortillas.
With the bone still in it.
And Zacatecas. And that fool got on one of those things, what they call it, that goes... Zip line. What's up, fool? We have Lydia Popovich right here.
Hey, guys.
Normally people will come in later, but she's gonna just jump in whenever she can.
All right.
And then we're gonna ask her questions about what was it like coming up as a comedian in the Bay Area.
Ooh, okay.
Where they make at the Punchline, bro, where they make you hang out for a year, bro, before they give you a set.
Real talk.
What kind of bullshit is that, dog?
Real talk.
Just shaking hands.
I remember, man, when
Just
somebody said
nodding.
you had to do that, I was like, no way, man. You better go to the Comedy Store. At least there, if you hang out for 6 months, somebody's going to go, hey, man, you want to go up?
Yeah, they're throwing the belly room or something.
Something, dog.
I think that only works if you are a man, because I have been here for 2 years and no one has ever like tapped me on the shoulder at the Comedy Store and been like, hey, man, you've been around. You want to go up? That hasn't happened to me yet.
I'm like, Skylar Stone, what's up? I'm doing a show over there.
Skylar books like people with a lot of TV credits on his shows. It's Skylar and Sam Tripoli. They book those comedy regulars at the Comedy Store, and they book.
What do they charge to get in?
I don't know. I think it varies depending on the night.
Interesting.
What's your favorite room at the Comedy Store? Is it like the belly room or the main room or like the original room?
The back where everybody smokes weed, bro.
The new private bar they have.
Yeah,
That's
I like
the
the
only
video
part,
room,
bro.
too. Yeah, the video bar is good.
You could be there smoking a fat ass backwood, bro, from Louis the 13th, and you see Bob Saget walk in after having a bad set, dog.
Oh,
Well, not bad set, but internally.
yeah.
Because at that level, man, it doesn't look like he's bombing, but some comedians just know deep down inside, man. When you go back to the old shit, bro, damn.
I always think that's nice that when you see someone that's been doing it forever and you have like you catch them in that one pensive moment where they are thinking about, shit, did I do good? I don't know. And then I'm like, okay, it's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. It's all right. It's all right when you have those bad days.
You're always judging yourself off your best
Constantly.
I also like that little VIP private bar they got now.
Yeah, the little video room bar. I like that place
It's a
a
video
lot.
room? No,
That's down there, like around the corner, like through the kitchen on the left?
Yes.
Yes.
That's new.
Yeah.
Why do they call it video room? Oh,
I don't know.
they
It
got
says,
screens.
it says video room on the door. I don't know why.
I never noticed that.
I don't know. I've never actually watched a video in there at all, but the closest to a video is just Jimmy Schubert doing like little magic tricks, which is kind of like watching TV.
Go watch us live on youtube.com.
I don't have chat.
ATC. So I know you got watching us right now on Instagram. We got 88 subscribers right now. So
just people staring
we'll
at
leave
their
this
phones.
on for now till we get the YouTube chat room going.
Okay. With your little fingers.
You do it on your phone, no?
No, not on there. I'll be me. No, it's okay.
Okay, we're back. I've been to that room once. What's his name? With George Perez.
The secret green room.
Okay, people, we're gonna go sideways.
It's a cool little room though, because it's just nice because a lot of people don't know it's there and they walk right past it or they just assume they shouldn't be in there, and most people shouldn't. But it's a chill, quiet place when you are in the Comedy Store, and there's people everywhere. I do love going in there, and the bartenders in there are sweethearts. So you can go in there and get a little drink and hang out, put your feet up, enjoy yourself. It's good.
That's probably why they call it the video room. No one's gonna go into that.
Yeah, I don't know. There's lots of signs in the Comedy Store that don't say anything that they don't mean. You know what I mean? There's just signs everywhere for sure.
I've been to places in the Comedy Store where when I used to party, but before they did before the changes started.
Yeah.
And I used to wander off, man, and go up the hill, man. Because I read that book on that's based on the show on Showtime.
Oh, the I'm Dying Up Here one.
I'm Dying Up Here. I read the book, and there's when they were on strike, Mitzi had little places where she could watch to see what comedians are on strike, so she could ban them. So there was like secret little passages or tunnels where she could look at them.
That place is like the Winchester Mystery House, though, for real. Like, there are so many doors that open into stairways, that open into other places. Like, when you think you have seen everything that the Comedy Store has to offer, there is definitely a dark alley you have never walked down. Like
that
I don't
basement?
know.
I've never been down.
I've never been to the basement. No, I'm good.
I've been down to the basement to do a podcast.
I heard that's what they're doing now.
They have like a
Yeah.
studio down there now. That's what I
Yeah.
heard too. That's like their new hot shit is come sit in the basement.
Have you been to the ballet room? But the next room next to the ballet room?
The one behind the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's stairs that there used to be stairs that'll take you down.
And around through.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
To
clear
the
again.
kitchen.
Yeah, those are still down that come back around again now.
I think that that little passage, that little area was made for Mickey Cohen, the mobster.
Yeah.
So he could for celebrities or any high class people could slide in their side chicks without their wife knowing.
While your wife's in the room.
Yes.
Oh, see,
That's
classy.
It was
That's
like
crazy.
those secret
That's
passages
next
were like
level crazy
it was
shit.
like that's like the ultimate club, man, where the club is set up so just in case drama starts,
You have an
exit
escape
stage
route.
left.
Yeah. But like that's
I was a waiter at La Factory when somebody's wife came in and his side chick was upstairs and she was ushered down the back stairs and then waited out in the alley. And then I started thinking,
An
that's
alley,
horrible.
Raza.
That's horrible that he was doing that, and his wife, how disrespectful, whatever. And then I'm like, what's wrong with that girl? She's willing to wait out there in the alley. She's willing
Like
to be
a
that
soldier.
Yo, man. If that's,
Olympics.
if that's what you do, that's what you do. Hoeing is an art, man. Like, we don't appreciate hoes enough. Like
she's just standing out there going, waiting.
Hoeing is an art,
it is an
man.
art. Like, it's poetry in motion. Like, there's so many, like, those girls.
Because you don't just wake up and
No.
say I'm gonna be a whore. You
No.
plan it out your
You
whole
gotta
day.
curate. You gotta make choices over and over
Over.
and
yeah.
over. And those
That lie has
choices escalate higher and higher, and you get deeper into that
Right.
whole life, and you
Well,
can't get out.
It's like, oh, now he's wanting to have a baby with his
Yeah.
So this
wife,
chick,
right?
she was ushered out to the side.
She was ushered out to the back alleyway, and she waited.
Yeah. Like, I've been a side
I
piece.
guess she
Have
left
you?
eventually. He must have said goodbye to her because his wife stayed the rest of the night.
well, you
but-
got to give a bitch cab fare. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You got to make sure she gets home safe. Otherwise, she's gonna call someone else. Because that's the thing too, is that like side chicks are usually multiple side chicks.
She's a side
Like,
chick to
they're-
multiple guys.
Yeah. So if you got to make sure that your hoe is attended to, otherwise she's gonna call someone else, and then you're knocked down on that list.
No, being a side piece is like a marathon. You just
Yeah.
gotta stick around long enough.
Did it work? What got you out of the side piece business? What wore you out, Johnny? Like, when were you like, this is it, I
You
can't
were
do
a
this
side piece,
anymore?
bro.
I was a side piece a few times.
A
Like,
few times.
How'd you find out?
Oh, I didn't. I went
showed
in.
up on the wrong
I went
day?
in as a side piece.
Oh, you knew your place.
Yeah. I was like,
And you were
got a
happy with
dude.
it?
Yeah, I was in high school and
Oh,
college.
Uh,
okay.
That doesn't even count.
You weren't looking for a commitment.
No, I was
You didn't feel jealous at all?
not at all. I was like, we're friends. We're friends, and you just so happen.
See, I don't think it counts. High school and college doesn't count.
No,
that's
man.
that's
No.
called living your life.
You
It's
gotta be
called,
like
you know,
34, bro,
Yeah.
doing it, dog.
One of you has to be
You're gonna be doing that in
married.
your 40s,
Yeah.
dog.
One of you has
Be
to
in
be
the side
married, or you have to have been in a relationship that's like very, very, very long term. And some of those long term years have to be over 18. Like, you can't. I'm sorry, but anything
a
you
lot
do
of
under
rules.
18.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of side
Like
piece.
it's impossible to be like a man in his 50s to be somebody's side piece, man.
Oh man,
He's out there.
She must be Drew Barrymore from my 50 dates.
Like 51st dates?
I do like the idea though of like a 50-year-old man who's just like living that side piece.
That fool would
life.
have to be healthy as fuck, dog.
Right?
I do. It's tiring.
Take his vitamins, a lot of ginger, a lot of ginseng. You know, maybe he does yoga. Who
Writes
knows?
poetry.
He'll show up going, listen, man, I got 2 hours.
Let's try to make this happen once.
Yeah, I got 2 hours before they pick me up.
Man.
That's like, I think that's the best piece, like part about being a side piece. You got time.
Yeah.
I want to do this longer, but
I didn't know at one time I was a side piece, bro.
you didn't know. I'm sorry.
I knew you were a side piece.
But before I met Lisa, I was living on Denby, and I was seeing this woman for a while, you know. We never I never went to her house. I never actually went to her house ever. Like we would meet somewhere and then go to my house.
Oh, okay.
But I never noticed these things, right? And then one day I'm somewhere at a show, and her friend tells me, you know, she's married, right? And I said, no, I didn't know.
How'd you feel?
I didn't give a fuck. I said, it's been going down for this long.
You're like, perfect. She's not going to ask me to marry her.
But then it continued after I confronted her, and I said, I found out you're married this whole time. That's pretty slick, eh? She started crying.
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
man.
That's
The best time to have sex, bro.
Oh,
They're
man.
really sorry, man.
Yeah.
All your senses
Dude.
are raw.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Feeling really
Okay.
regretful.
One time I got hurt. One time.
One time, look at Iron Man over here. Man. I got hurt every time, bro.
Ice space.
That's the best thing about love, bro. At the end, you get hurt hard. It's like heroin.
Oh, you go in and you're like, this is going to be good. Oh.
I'm fascinated by you, Johnny, because like you're a very serious person, but then there's like you throw out these little gems of like, oh, I don't do that anymore. Like, oh, you know, like I was a side piece. Like there's this whole other secret life to Johnny that I am.
Reformed.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. Like I'm just like, damn, what were you like?
I
Like
rode a motorcycle.
out
I was
there?
out there.
He's
Man.
a loner, Dottie.
it's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating.
I was doing a show for American Insurance, and they were doing some other event, some other convention. They told me they ushered out a big ass actor through the back, bro, because he was there with his side chick, and the wife showed up, or the wife friend was there.
Damn.
Like big, bro, Oscar-winning actor.
And the wife still had dominance.
right.
Yeah, the fool winning Oscars for movies and cheating, bro.
When you involve third-party corporations
That's
to like
embarrassing.
help you, like that is, yeah, man, you got to be careful because like as you get bigger and bigger, like it's harder to cheat, right? Like that's why you have to have like NDAs and you have to like buy an apartment for a lady or like a man.
Exactly.
You got to keep them sequestered because otherwise you're
Sequestered,
gonna fuck up your
Lesa.
whole marriage, man. Like think about
Yeah.
it. Handle it like you would your money. Like you don't just like write checks all willy-nilly. You have a financial planner. You make
Yeah.
these plans. If you're gonna cheat, do some preparation.
That's a lot of
There was a guy right there. Some people actually do that, man. Like buy houses for
Yeah,
house.
just for
Oh,
cheating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's how people get like double wives and like they get
Whole
they
separate
continue-
families,
Yeah, whole
yeah.
separate families.
That's some wild shit too. Can you imagine having like a whole other family, like a secret? I have actually multiple friends that like found out later in life that their dads had whole other families.
Wow, you want to be an airline pilot, huh?
Like, well, military, a lot of military
Oh,
dads. Yeah.
I got my Montana family.
Salesmen's, consultants, and stuff like that. But that takes talk about long lifetime preparation.
Pablo Escobar did it the best in like that show Narcos. Remember when he had his side piece? It was like the news lady, and then she started talking trash about his wife, and he was like, "Don't you disrespect my wife?" I was like, "Oh, that's nice."
That's the first one.
Did
That's your wife. It's the mother of
her
your
back.
children.
you see the Narcos, with the Narcos 2 or Narcos 3, the one where they're doing the Cali cartel?
Oh, I think that's season 3.
That season 3, that guy has 2 wives and they're okay with it.
Jeez.
Like he'll be with one wife on Monday and Tuesday, and the other one on Wednesday and Thursday, and then he'll go out and they're doing on Friday, and then Sunday he's with both of them at church, and they're doing activities.
Now, let me ask you this. You guys are both men, obviously. You're both men that enjoy ladies. You're a married
Yeah.
man. You have been a side piece before.
Yes.
I don't know what your stable looks like now. I'm assuming that it's been spared down.
My Little
I'm
Pony.
tied down.
But like, that seems like a lot of work. Like I understand like the variety of ladies, but like, what's the appeal there? Like, would you really want to would you want to have 2 wives? And I don't know if that's a trap question, but like, that just seems crazy to me.
I wouldn't.
That seems like a lot of work.
Not 2 wives. That's too
Right?
much. That's too much commitment.
But like a wife and a side piece, like that's better. But like 2
Nah.
committed wives, I feel like is a lot.
I feel like it's a lot of work to
Well,
keep
Lisa,
stories
would you like two
straight,
men?
Yeah.
To keep no.
No.
One is enough.
Yeah.
One is more than enough.
Yeah.
One woman is more than enough.
I got
babe.
shit to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I've juggled men before, and it is confusing and frustrating.
You juggled men before?
I have, and it's not all that it's cracked up to be.
Were you serious with one and not the other, or serious with both? 'Cause I've
It
been
was
serious with
more
both.
than
Oh,
two.
man.
See, Felipe gets serious with everybody. That's the problem.
There you go.
I wasn't serious with
wanna be
with
honest
any
here.
of them. That was the whole
Show the
point.
beer in her hand.
I through my beer.
I gotta calm down. That bottle empty. Get hit with it.
No, I wasn't serious with any of them. That's why it worked, because it was like 3 of them, and I was trying to figure out. I was just in a mode of like, let me just date some people and have non-committed.
But then you're just dating, though.
Yeah.
That's not
And then
really
it
like
started-
juggling a relationship. And
Yeah,
then
but
a
it's still
side
that was
guy.
too much for that, and I was like, I don't even like these
Yeah.
guys, and I can't even keep this stuff together. I'm just like trying to figure out if I liked any of them good enough to like keep,
Yeah.
and I didn't.
I only had one date. A movie and in my house after.
This is smooth.
Movie and then fast food maybe.
Yeah,
Original Netflix and
and
chill.
then back at my house.
that's so funny.
He is the
VHS
original
and chill.
Netflix and chill.
But sometimes, other times there was no Netflix. There was no movie, bro. It was just like,
The
well, I'm
news.
here. Eh?
I drive to
I'm here,
Redbox
eh?
and buy one.
I'm here, eh? No, we
Well,
had a lot of blockbuster nights.
Blockbuster. Well, they were
Back
good
then.
times, though, man.
We go there and browse for like an hour.
Man, I used to take it old school, Lydia. When I used to go, I used to go on the road, man. I remember I was on the road, and the person I was with rented a fucking DVD player, bro, or a VCR from Blockbuster because the condo didn't have one.
That.
Well, yeah, I've
I
done
remember
that
that,
before.
yeah.
Yeah.
We did it, right?
Yeah, we did it one
Oh
time
my
somewhere.
God,
Oh,
man!
that's pretty crazy.
Lisa and I did it. I
can't remember
forgot.
where it was.
We rented the whole DVD player and a game console.
Yeah.
I think so.
Wow!
I forgot they did
Fuck.
that, man. Holy shit.
That seems like 100 years ago.
Can you imagine them doing that now?
Oh, people
Like,
lose their mind.
there's no way.
Like you think about it, no, people. We used to walk around this video store just looking at videos.
Yeah.
The way we wander around on Netflix for hours too.
Yes, yes.
It's
I
too-
had like
too
the video
much
store memorized,
variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
completely memorized.
And then Lisa and I would go to the video store that was more hipsterish.
2020 video.
Was
No,
20
the other one in Silver Lake, huh?
Yeah,
I can't remember
and that
the
fool had a
name
lot
of
of independent movies,
He
and they
was
had like this
snobby.
what is that? Criterion movies.
Criterion Collection.
Yeah.
all
Oh
that
yes,
stuff,
yes,
yeah.
all the arty movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The important things
And
you're
the-
supposed to see, but
and
they just
the-
put you to sleep.
and
Right.
those fools knew,
Classics.
and those fools knew every movie, bro. Every single movie. If you didn't have it, they'll get it for
Yeah,
you,
Felipe,
right?
go
Yeah.
up to, what's that movie with that guy? He comes out on that one TV show, and then he's like kidnaps that one woman, and then the guy will go, oh.
Oh,
Then
man.
one
yeah.
time I
He'll say
said,
the
I'm
name
looking
of the
for a
movie.
movie, man, with a guy. I think it's Christopher Walken, and fuck, and that guy who came out in American Me, who played JD, Robert Forsythe, and I don't know. There's the thing they keep saying in the movie. Oh, Andy Garcia's in it, and they say, "Hey, man, you're gonna get buckwheats, and when they shoot you in the ass." Oh yeah, bro, that's a thing to do in Denver when you're dead.
That's
Starting
awesome.
Christopher Lloyd, that movie came out in 2000 during 9/11, so it pretty much disappeared, bro. It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, they used to give their opinions, right?
Yeah,
The guy, that was the only review you
and
would
they have
see.
their list, Paul's list.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I remember making fun of kids because they'd have to rent their console, and I owned one.
Were you one of those little kids, bro, that if your mom took you anywhere, you had your little favorite movie with you all the time?
No. I had a little TV with me at all the time.
That's crazy.
My son, man, he took carry Toy Story with him all the time. So if we showed up to somebody's house, I don't know why we would do that, but I would say, is there any way they could play that movie right now for him?
So
keep
it's
it-
going to make everybody happier. Let's just put
Trust me, if you don't put that movie in, the motherfucker ask everybody in his house.
Well, now it's like kids have like iPhones or like,
Disappear, right?
iPads. That's all they do. Like when we had the shows, like I went to go eat some food at the little like Vietnamese place, and this family walked in and they had 2 kids that were like both of them under 3, like just running all over the place, and they just sat them down and they gave them their phones, and then it was just quiet. It was just silent, and their kids were just like shoving noodles under their mouths and like listening to like cartoons and watching cartoons, and I was like, oh, that's not good. And then I was like, but I am enjoying this quiet in my meal and not hearing you scream bloody murder at the top of your lungs as you run around this restaurant. So I guess it's good. to a point.
Man. I worked construction for a summer with my dad. I broke concrete and like cleaned up the site, and I bought a little TV with it. It was like the best for me. Such a couch potato.
When I first went to my first studio, I had the little Watchman. That was my TV.
Damn. You have to hold it close to
Close, bro.
You won't remember this, but you guys will. Do you guys remember like in the bus stations that they used to have the TVs that you could put the quarters in
Oh yeah.
to watch TV in the
Back
bus
in
station?
the days, that was a Greyhound bus.
Yeah,
and then
you could
watch
sit
It was
there
black
watch
and
it.
white.
Yeah.
It was bright as fuck.
Yeah.
It's like
and
the
it
blood
had-
pressure machine.
Exactly.
Like a
Yeah, bro.
self-contained seat. and
Yeah.
A Greyhound bus.
table.
But when I was a little boy, they had a television. You put quarters in and you watch movies.
And it would be like 15 minutes for like a quarter,
Yeah.
and then it would just be like regular TV, and it would come
Why
on
did they
and
get rid of
crackle.
that shit?
I think because people just started like ripping them off of the arms and like
Maybe.
the same reason we don't have fucking
You can't have nice things.
phones. We can have nice things. Yeah,
Did that TV come with headphones or everybody had was loud?
it was all loud.
Yeah, I don't
There was no
remember.
headphones. I think there was headphones jacks, but who was carrying headphones at that point?
No, I don't
Nobody.
remember.
And
Yeah.
it was the big ones,
They were
like
the big
studio
old
headphones like
cans,
this.
yeah.
Yeah. Like the 1970s ones. But no, I remember that. I remember being a little kid and like being like in the station.
That
and, like,
was
watching.
cool. You remember that?
I remember I'd get really pumped that like I could watch TV, like my own TV. You know,
That's badass.
You're in the bus station a lot
yeah.
as a kid.
Exactly. I was actually.
What's up, fool? We have Lydia Popovich right here, ladies and gentlemen, from the Bay Area, right?
Yeah, originally.
Born and raised?
San Jose, California, born and raised.
San Jose.
Yeah.
Upcoming shows, Miami, May 31st. That's at Magic City Casino. I'm headlining the Ultimate Miami Comedian Competition and clothing it out with an hour-long set. Schaumburg, Illinois, June 15th through the 17th at the Schaumburg Improv outside of Chicago. El Paso, Texas, June 22nd at the Plaza Theater. San Antonio, Texas, June 23rd at the Tobin Center. Orlando, Florida, June 28th through July 1st at Orlando Improv. Check out all FelipeWorld.com/tour because I'm adding new dates all the time. You have dates coming up, Lydia Popovich?
Yeah, I'm going to be in San Francisco at the Punchline, actually, June 6th through June 9th.
You're headlining?
No, I'm featuring for Jenny Zagrino. So me and her will be together. And then tomorrow at the Hollywood Improv is Woman Crush Wednesdays.
Every
So
Wednesday.
Every
Every
single
Wednesday.
Wednesday, which is dope. So I will be hosting
Hosted-
tomorrow's night show, which will be awesome.
And
What's
it's
your-
usually hosted by Marcella,
It
by the way.
is.
So you
What-
guys should go support that.
Yeah.
What's your Instagram?
Hater Tuesday.
No, Hater Tuesday, right?
Yep, that's my Instagram and my Twitter account,
And
actually.
your Twitter.
Yeah.
What's up, fool? I'm going to Orlando, bro. I'm going to meet Lisa's redneck family.
We're having a redneck family reunion
It's
down
like
there.
it's been the first time, bro. I never had a
This is the
brother-in-law,
second
dog.
time- this is the
Let's see if
second
we
time-
like this family better than my family.
This will be the second time I've met all these other family
Be
members.
my first time I met these people, bro.
I met him at my dad's funeral last year.
Damn.
So she's not that far ahead of you. So
You might see them, bro. You going to Orlando?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll see.
I can't remember because that's not.
For a long
Huge
ass
gig.
time.
Yeah.
I have to see.
So I'm gonna meet her brother. Is the brother bringing his wife and kids?
Yeah, wife and 3 daughters, and I don't know if David's coming. My other brother. So.
Did he go to the
But
funeral?
Uncle, no, he didn't go.
Have you ever had trouble with brothers like that girls dated? Like they try to punk you or anything?
What do you mean?
Like you date a girl and then he just tries to like assert his dominance in the area.
He doesn't meet families of
Oh,
the girls
Oh
he's
man, smart.
with.
Very
You haven't
smart.
met right? Like you haven't met the families of most of the girls you've been with, right?
Man, only one time, man. This girl brought me to her house. Then her dad came down. They don't know where, bro. He don't know what the hell's going on. No, but I'm trying to remember whose parents
You
I
don't
met.
really go. Maybe Carrie or
No,
Marisol.
no.
Oh, I don't know.
Most of the women that I've dated, bro, they didn't have parents, bro.
Okay.
They didn't have fathers.
They didn't have fathers, so like they're more like you don't even my fucking mom, man.
yeah, I was just
Oh, I am. They don't
I
know
met
me.
them, but
I don't know what
Lisa met my parents.
Yeah, I met both your parents. Yeah. And all your brothers and sisters except
I
Angel.
sh-
Angel, I only met one.
I think every girl I met my parent, but I'm not sure.
Oh man, was
It's
that
all
weird?
about you. Huh?
Was that weird meeting parents?
No. It's not formal like in the movies, like I'm all nervous or anything. I just came over and they were having tacos.
Yeah. I guess some people do that where they make it like a
Barbecue.
real formal thing.
No,
where
I
they're
don't
like,
know.
That just seems very antiquated to me.
It
Like you
is.
just kind of run into them when it happens.
Especially at our
and you
age.
deal with it or
like,
you
it's
don't.
just
Yeah,
like-
exactly.
you
Like this
go.
is this person. I don't know what's happening, but they're here right now. take a look.
My mom's never met him. Like, she didn't go to the wedding, nothing.
Wow.
She doesn't travel, though. She's in Ohio. She's feeble, pretty much, so she doesn't go anywhere.
That makes a difference.
I'm trying to remember who I met.
Oh, man. I think I met, like, my high school girlfriend. That was the first scary one. And it, like, because he was like...
They jumped you in or what?
No, it was just scary. It was like, tell her, blah, blah.
Is this the first time?
Yeah, it was the first time. And she was like, what if he doesn't like you? And I was like, it's okay. I'm with you, not him.
Were you guys already having sex or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
But
Because
we
sometimes
did.
I feel like that makes it feel more nervous. Like if you know you've already had sex, then you have to like look her dad in the eye and be like,
No.
Like,
Oh, yeah, I met my son's mom.
Oh, yeah, you met her. Yeah.
I met her dad and everybody, bro. They all lived in the house.
They liked you.
They were all right. They were cool. The dad was like, he was tripping out because they didn't have a car.
Oh, that's right.
He was telling me that his best friend is his $20 in his pocket and stuff like that. But he don't understand me. You know, I come from a different generation. You know, I don't want to work cutting carpet my whole life.
Just having those blisters.
Yeah, you don't understand, you
not?
know, man, that it's just a new generation, man. You don't need cars and jobs and be responsible to attract women these days.
it's pretty easy. You just kind of have to have a pulse. I think
Like-
is kind of it.
Like think about it, man.
Somebody from
These
everything.
guys, that generation before me, they come from a generation where you gotta fucking look clean all the time, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta be
Right,
bona
right,
fide.
right.
Where you gotta have,
be bona
you gotta
fide.
have a tank top under all the time with a white T-shirt over, then your dress shirt, then you put on your boxers, white socks,
That's a lot of
and
layers.
a dress shoes
What are you, Mormon?
to go out and tennis shoes to hang out
And you crease your pants.
all the time.
MC
And
Poncho,
you get
basically.
you get a haircut every week. And you always smell like Old Spice, karate,
Old
English leather,
English leather, I mean, not Old English.
but you always smell clean.
Something soapy.
Yeah, see,
Something soapy with a piney
we
tinge.
went from to be like me,
Yeah.
long hair, and then the next generation was just wearing no pants and having a rainbow hair, bro. The next generation after that, bro, after rainbow hair, it's gonna be just straight up. We're gonna be nude.
Yeah, or he'd be like, he
Or-
doesn't have tattoos on his face. There's no way he's responsible.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't know what he's doing with his life. His face is clean. What is he doing? He doesn't even have a beard. He hasn't even grown anything this week.
Like if you were to tell somebody like when I was a little kid, like he was hardcore when I was out, Public Enemy,
Okay.
but to come out with a whole painted face is new. But I would never thought that somebody
Or
like that.
Kiss.
But that's rap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about rap?
Oh, Public Enemy? Oh, man.
No, what's his name was painted too? The Clown Posse. Was there a
Oh,
joke?
and St.
Yeah.
Clown Posse.
They
Yeah.
still are
Tech
paid.
Nine's
Yeah.
Tech Nine's
Tech Nine.
Tech Nine's been painting his
Yeah.
face like
Yeah.
his whole
Tech Nine,
career.
badass.
Like his whole career. But he's done a pretty amazing job of like sustaining his career and
And
like
very
on his
underground,
terms.
huh?
Yeah, super. But he has a huge following.
Following.
That dude sells records. Like he really, really, really does. And he does it all himself, which is amazing. Which is pretty good to be that long and to have like a generation that just perpetuates the next generation of people that are going to listen to you is, I respect that a great deal.
He talks like, I know this one guy who was from the suburbs, like a chubby white dude, 23, and he was like, you know who's my favorite artist? Tech Nine. He really speaks to me. And I was like, really?
He speaks to, I mean, he doesn't necessarily speak to me personally. That music is not for me, but I appreciate and respect everything that he does and the fact that it speaks to a bunch of people. People like to be inspired.
See, when I was growing up, man, if you told somebody that Ozzy speaks to you, they'll lock you up, bro. Yeah, bro. Randy Rhoads speaks to me, bro. He says, "Get in a car, drunk, and drive into a tree." For real, man. Like somebody, they labeled it devil music.
Oh, yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Dude. Yeah, my parents were like super Christian. Everything was devil music, man.
Well, it's kind of funny when you think of some of the stuff, like even like stuff like Def Leppard, which was like, is pretty soft if you look at it now. But even then, they were like, that was in like the section of music that was like devil music. Oh, Def Leppard. You're like, no, that guy has one hand. He's not going to hurt anybody.
Twisted
It's like-
Sisters.
Yeah, all that stuff just
He
because
was
it was
painted.
genuine. Yep.
Yeah. And they still got the girls. Twisted Sisters.
Heck yes.
What's up, food podcast? Lydia, would you start off doing stand-up comedy?
In San Francisco, actually.
You waited a whole year, like we were talking.
I did.
Sorry,
I did wait a whole year.
We don't know what we're talking about earlier. No, I found out one time when I was I headlined the Punchline in San Francisco once, just once, just one time, and somebody told me that that you have to wait because I wanted to use my own feature and opener, and I fought and I fought and I fought and I got it right.
Yeah.
So that pissed off a lot of people back then, and but I found out later on was that the reason they put their own people there is because they got fools waiting a whole year, bro, to get booked.
And some people even wait longer than that. Like, I had done comedy probably for 2 years, just like open micing and stuff. And I would go there every once in a while. And then I was starting to finally feel like, okay, I'm ready to like really try to make a show of like, let me see if I can get in at the Punchline. And that's how it works. Like, you go every Sunday, there's a Sunday showcase, and that's for local comics. And you go and you hang out, and it's probably roughly 9 months. And around the 9-month mark, then you should like introduce yourself to the booker and be like, "Hey, I've been here for 9 months," and they're watching and they kind of keep track and see, and like their whole attitude, I guess, the way that they describe it to us is that they want to make sure that you're serious about doing it, because a lot of people come and then they go up once and then they come back and then they just think that they're going to get up every single time that they come. So it's their way of pruning out sort of the hobbyist from the people who are serious, they say.
A lot of hobbyists out there.
But there is, like, honestly, in San Francisco, like, the scene there is crazy. Like, I left 2 years ago, and the entire scene now, like, I don't know who any of these people are. I'm like, I don't know, which I guess is cool that there's not many people starting
They're all
comedy.
from Florida.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know people move, and they just show up, and they're like, oh, like, San Francisco has become this, like, stop on, like, the comedy evolution circuit.
Do you think it's very hard right now for a person to start doing comedy and is, well, I would say 24, 25, and really have no money and live there?
I think it's impossible. I think it's straight up impossible.
There's no way that I'm a struggling comedian living in San Francisco no more, huh?
You're going to be living with like 9,000 other people in like a rundown shack.
It's like, in the days of Robin Williams, bro, and Larry Bubbles Brown.
It's gone.
Like, gone, right?
It's
There's
totally
no more
gone.
like 5 comedians living in one apartment.
There is one place that I know, and it's this group of dudes. They were actually on Vice for when they did that Flophouse thing. But it's these boys called Sylvan, and they live in this huge house that is in the Richmond district, and it's basically 2 apartments on top of each other, and they live in filth. Like, it is disgusting. And there's like 7 of them. I mean, there's people living in closets, there's people living in living rooms, like every single room has been converted, but that's how they make it happen. But it's also gross. Like, I don't know how they have sex with girls and bring women home, but they do. But that's the only place I know that is like that. Everywhere else is just like so expensive to live.
I saw that. I don't know if it's a documentary, but they saw like just take a room like this, and they'll put like bunk beds, like 1, 2, 3, and they'll set it up in here like a prison module.
Yeah.
And you a cubicle, and you this is your cubicle. There's no door. I guess there's respect or there's a lock, but you're living like in a prison, you know.
There's
Tiny little walls.
houses. I've heard of that here in LA, of comics that live in places that are like bedrooms that are split by curtains.
There was a place
and stuff like a summer camp.
Yeah.
You're like, that's me.
But you have doors, right?
I have a door. I have a door to my room.
You don't have a curtain. I'm talking about a curtain. Like,
my roommate has a curtain.
See?
Yeah.
Wait. How do you have a door?
The other room, they don't have a door.
No.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I always think about that because, like, I started comedy later in life, so I never went through the, like, struggling to feed myself thing.
Yeah.
I was, like, had my life kind of together and then was like, all right, let me do comedy now. But in San Francisco is not a good place to be a young person right now and struggling with anything because it's just egregiously expensive.
I'm going to stop telling people to go there. I'm going to tell them, you know what, bro? Start in Houston. It's happening.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. Honestly, I think that's good advice.
There's like around 4 legit comedy clubs and at least 10 rooms and at least 80 one-nighters that pop out every month.
And it's diverse there, too.
There's so much work.
And you could keep working in
Yeah.
Texas.
Texas is huge.
Yeah.
Houston,
You could develop a tight 30 and then test it out here in LA for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one thing I will say about San Francisco. It's like when I was there, and everyone that I know that came out of San Francisco, we all got a lot of time. Like, once you get through the gauntlet, like once you start proving yourself as funny, like that year thing kind of diminishes a little bit. Like, I got my audition as a host and hosted for like less than a year before I moved into feature. And it was a quick jump for me. And that's because I just was like consistently funny. And I was able to leave there with like a good chunk of time because there was so much time and there was so many different rooms. But San Francisco audiences are also different. I think going somewhere like Houston is very, very smart because you have a much more diverse audiences there. San Francisco is a bunch of what I like to call like people with NPR-itis.
Yeah.
Who are just like very conservative, but they're liberal, so they're conservative because they just don't know what to laugh at anymore and they want permission to laugh at something. It's can be a little disturbing. Like they're just not as free as they once were, which is depressing to do comedy.
Liberals have gone, and I am a former liberal. I am a current independent. I left the Democratic Party last year. But I can see that liberals these days are the biggest form of censorship. Yeah. I mean, they're the biggest group calling for censorship all over.
Questions constantly about everything. And it makes it hard to be a comic to be like, can we just have fun for 12 minutes here without you questioning like my moral standards? Like, that's why we're all here, is to have fun.
You need to do better. You need to go further. It's like,
just, how about we just have fun? That's what comedy's about. Let's have fun.
The comedy had no message to Latino people.
I know, they want a message. They want,
I'm not a messenger, bro. I am not the guy to look up for hope.
Yeah, like, why can't you just be the funny guy? What happened to that guy?
Right?
Just want to make them laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a good time.
I know, but you never quit. Nobody would, imagine if comedians were questioned back in the days, like Bob Hope. Don't you care about the Jews?
Right?
If people died in World War II, you're over there telling jokes with MacArthur.
Somebody tried to sit down Don Rickles and talk to him about, all of the words he was using, the judging of people. Are you kidding me?
I know.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have happened, Not to say that everything that he said was great either, but it's the same time, it's like, put it in the context. Art is art. Comedy is an escape.
There was a comedian now from that I showed. He posted a photo of his two daughters. One of them was graduating high school and going to college. One of them was going to graduate high school in a year and a half or 2 years. He said, "These are my daughters." He goes, "Man, they're they know everything and they protest everything. They're social warriors right here. They're so little, but they're already offended by everything."
It's like, see, people don't give a chance for others to get offended first.
Yeah, get offended on their behalf.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of getting offended on others' behalves.
And that's a little insulting.
Yeah, like, give me a chance. I'd like to be offended.
I
have a voice.
Like, why are you guys offended by that joke? There's nobody here with wheelchairs.
I am offended on behalf of the 3 Latinos sitting at this
There's not even a handicap area here.
God.
You should be offended by that.
I think that term is offensive to Latinos.
But
you guys are laughing at it or chilling or, don't care.
My maid, Hortensia, would not like that joke when I go chow her in the morning while she's breastfeeding my daughter.
I'll be sure to express her anger as she expresses milk into my daughter. Oh my goodness gracious! Oh, she's so lucky.
What kind of drama you think you dealt with in San Francisco?
You know what? There's always drama in all comedy
But you started so you didn't start young, so you didn't get to see it much.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I saw drama, but I just wasn't a party to much of it because I wasn't exactly. I just didn't have the time to hang out. Yeah, that was, and honestly, the drama that I got was because of that. People were like, "Oh, she's stuck up. Oh, she thinks she's too good. Oh, blah blah blah. She's unapproachable. Oh, she's cold." I had a comedian that kept on just like trying to be overly like aggressively friendly, like really trying to push the friendship thing. And I'm not a big person who likes to have anything forced. Like, we're either going to click or we're not. And that's cool. And that doesn't mean that I don't respect you and then I want you to do your work. But like, just because we're both comedians doesn't mean we need to be like holding hands and fucking text messaging every day and shit. Like, I don't know. And so this person basically pushed me into a corner and then just started sort of talking shit about me a little bit to other comics. Like, I don't know.
I asked you, you want to be comedy buddies.
No, Felipe, I told you I don't fucking want to write with you anymore. Keep your tags to yourself, all right?
That's the worst.
Shit. But yeah, so I had to like, and I'm not the kind of person that like, if I hear you're saying some shit, I'm going to say some shit.
Yeah.
So I had to be like, listen, I just don't like you as a person. I just don't like you. I don't
That's
care.
the hardest to
It
have
is
to
tough.
turn down a friend.
And a woman.
Like,
You
it's
get a
not like
woman to do
turning
it.
down a dude or who wants,
it was just
It's
frustrating.
harder to turn down a
It
friend.
must be harder on a woman because if you're a dude, you just like, oh, you know that fool, and then let's go outside.
Yeah. And it was just wild, and I just was very bothered by it because my whole thing was like, I just want to write my jokes. I want to do my time. I want to do my jokes, and I want to leave. I'm not here for this, and I'm here for that. But there's all kinds. Of course, there's always people, oh, you stole this from me. Oh, you didn't write with me, or oh, you didn't do this with me. Like, drama and comedy is universal. The same issues always show up everywhere. It's ridiculous.
I know, like sometimes like there's people who like just like I started off just doing coffee house, but at the coffee house I met Latino comedians there, and those Latino comedians turned me on to other Latino rooms,
right?
That were just mainly Latino rooms, but I didn't think they're not really called Latino rooms. Just happen to be there's so many fucking nights. Latinos there. they have to be in a fucking Black Angus restaurant on Tuesday. And when the first time they told me, yeah, man, come down, there's gonna be a comedy show on Black Angus in the fucking Alhambra. And I said, wait a minute, bro. Isn't it a restaurant? Yeah, but they're gonna fucking kick everybody out and do comedy, bro.
Yeah, how'd you get used to that, performing in weird places like that?
It was tough, man. I would go fucking first.
Yeah, you take the bullet.
I was bombing hard. I didn't think I was bombing.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing to do.
I would be on stage, and there's like 2 comics sitting over there trying to pick up with 2 girls, and then there's like a table of 5, and everybody standing. I would say there was less than 50 people, bro.
Oh man,
you can hear the silverware
clinking against each other.
Hell yeah, man. And I'll be up there going, well, the DJ's here already. Late.
That was the one thing in San Francisco that we didn't have is the scene in San Francisco.
A bunch of rooms?
No, there's a bunch of rooms, but it's not divided by race. It's just like
people
everybody.
Yeah.
Like there's not a black room and a Latino room and a white room. The only real difference is people who are like sort of super alty comedy that are basically like doing more improv or weird sketch shit than they are doing straight up stand up, and that was kind of the divide.
So
that
they're
was
bombing.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly, pretty much. And then like wondering like how come they're laughing at you, and because you didn't do anything, you just meowed for 12 minutes. Okay, nobody gives a shit.
I remember Sinbad walked into an alt room, and I think it was I don't know if it was Gotham, but Duringo Raffalo was there closing it out, and then no, she was gonna go up, but there was a bunch of people before her. He happened to be in there. He was telling me that story, bro. Cause we're standing in the airport. I was standing with him with Chris Spencer, and he introduced me like this. Hey, it's Felipe, man. He's funny. All right. Oh, I don't know. Well, you say he's funny. I never seen him. But, and I laughed. I said, fair enough. Anyways, and then he started telling that story. He goes, hey, Simba, you gonna go up? He goes, nah, man. I haven't seen nobody else funny in here.
I want to be the only one. I don't want nobody to know that I went up here.
He goes, nah, man, I haven't seen nobody funny in here. But when I started, like, I would go to, this place called the Natural Fudge. And there was a bunch of different comedians, man. Homeless comedians, weird comedians, duo comedians, comedians dressed in weird outfits, rock and roll comedians, bro, or just dumb weirdos, bro. And also Alonzo Bowden, Freddie Soto, Brian Holtzman, older dudes like that. Jamie Kennedy.
The homeless comics used to scare me all the time. I get nervous.
It's like they let anybody perform there that spend $5.
Yeah.
Which is kind of great. We had a place that was like that in San Francisco called the Brainwash, which was a cafe and a laundromat. So one house was a laundromat.
I want to open those.
It was a good idea. Like it was open till 10. You could wash clothes in the back, and then in the front was a cafe and a little coffee shop, and then they had an open mic there. So it was like pretty much open mics it was like Wednesday and Thursday, and everybody would come, including the homeless people, the crazy crackheads. Like there was just that was a place where everyone went, and you'd go up and you do 2 times, but you didn't have to even buy anything. You just had to be there and sign up, and then you would get your time because they would start at 6 and end at like midnight. So you'd sit there forever and ever and ever and ever and wait. But then, you'd get to see crazy people do crazy stuff. But then people would show up, like Robin Williams came one time and just came into the open mic there. And you'd be like, oh, okay, maybe this is worthwhile. And then everyone who had like left San Francisco would come back and do that room too. But that was a cool room, but it doesn't exist anymore.
That was like the Laugh Factory open mic.
It's the same thing?
It used to be. Now there's so many fewer, but
So I would do like the Natural Fudge. And like I was like the only Latino comedian for a while there, only Freddie Soto.
Yeah.
But and then I would go to this place called Waldo's Comedy Station. It was like
that's a good name.
At the Hollywood Hotel on Highland.
Okay, yeah, I know.
The Hollywood Hotel.
Yeah.
They had comedy there every Saturday.
They still do comedy
So
there.
I got to know the lady there, and then she liked me because I would always kill with my 5 minutes. And then she goes, I want you to host. We're going to pay you. How much? $60. Then I met Carlos Oscar there because I remember they paid him $100. And then, oh, this guy's the headliner. And then I met Jamie Foxx there one time. Like, he was there with another comedian, but he was not performing. He was just hanging out.
Yeah.
And I thought, fuck, okay, all right. But, and then from there, the reason I went to a Latino room because I met Latinos who told me if you go with it, they'll give you money. So,
Nice.
so I was, okay.
It's a siren song for
And they
comedians.
always paid, man. They always paid. And I got to hang around with like comedians that at the time were already established as like Willie Barcena and Rudy Moreno, Luke Torres, Gilbert Esquivel, Larry Omaha, Dante Garza was another guy.
Who's that?
I know he passed away. Vic Dunlop.
Wow.
And they were like the 80s Latino comedians mixed with the 90s comedians, you know. So I got to they hooked me up with a lot of spots, and then and one day the Natural Fudge, the white lady that owned the coffee house, told me that they were doing Latino night at the comedy at the Laugh Factory, but I didn't get in there. I didn't know anybody. It wasn't until I met Johnny Sanchez and he gave me the phone number and I called the Laugh Factory, and I started going there on Latino night.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, the theme nights. You
Yeah.
know?
Right.
I think back then, they needed like a foot in the door. Different groups of, different ethnicities who weren't getting booked. It came out of a need, and Paul Rodriguez was pushing for it at the Laugh Factory as a way to bring up these younger Latino comics. But I think now they need to go away. That's my opinion, because it hurt. For one, those guys get the nights that are the undesirable nights at the club. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's the Black and Latino night. Sunday, Latino, Chocolate Sundays at the Laugh Factory. I mean, they're good because they bring in like this core audience and there's this camaraderie and whatever they're supposed to be. Yeah. But it's also negative because you try to go to the Laugh Factory to get a Friday spot and you can't get a Friday spot because they see you as the guy who fits into Latino night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you're Black, so you fit into the Urban night or Chocolate Sunday night or Tripping on Tuesdays or whatever. Mo Better Mondays.
Yep.
I mean,
Or Stepping on Toes Wednesday.
So, it was helpful in the past, but I think it's worn out. It's need, it's necessity, and now I think all rooms should just be.
Also, there's not enough funny ones.
They're mixed anyway. I mean, a lot of those bookers the people running those rooms will book other people.
A lot of the Latino comedians nowadays, they like staying in the East Side.
That's true too.
Like
there are
so many. Like when I was doing stand-up comedy, before I would say 2006, before Last Comic Standing, I had paid gigs lined up all week without even touching Hollywood.
Damn.
Like
it's easy to get.
Like
stuck over there,
I had Latino night, and I went there. I was making what $20-$35 for the whole night. Then I would take off. Then I would run to go to another room. I would get $50 there, and then on Tuesday I would go to Casa Latina. They'll give me $75. The IRS is listening. And then on Wednesday I get $75. Then on Thursday $100. Then Saturday another $75. Friday pretty much no gigs on Friday. There were nothing. It was hard to get Latinos to go to a comedy show on Fridays. Yeah. So there was nothing, bro. Unless it was out of town in Fresno.
Yeah.
I remember Joe Diaz, that's right, cocksucker. He canceled a gig on New Year's Eve, man, for Fresno with a hotel. It was $300. He told me I gotta give him. I didn't have to give him, but I gave him $100. But I kept the $200, and I was happy, man. And I drove over there, New Year's Eve show, I headline. I ate, I gambled. Man. I was sober.
It's perfect.
I was sober, bro.
Yeah.
And I still had fun. It's hard to remember times when I was sober now, but I guess I did have times when I didn't smoke weed or didn't drink, and I was still happy.
It's a good
It's
time.
possible.
I still consider you sober, even though
you
have the occasional weed.
Yeah, me too. I started off Chuckle Monkey. Did you have Chuckle
That's my woman right there.
I do, though. I mean, I don't see that as, something that.
But I'm more focused, Lesa.
You've done a complete 180 since I met you.
When you Lisa used to work the chocolate sundae at the Laugh Factory.
We were talking about that the other night,
and we're talking
Yeah, I
about
worked in Latino nights.
drama. And let me tell you, man, she saw drama firsthand.
Oh, yeah.
With these black
I can
comedians.
imagine.
Once Kevin Hart shows up, it's over.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Everybody gets bumped, and the whole social scene is
they
happening
hate
upstairs,
bumping
too.
more than Latino comedians. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. They sit in there and they just stew.
Yeah.
Start talking
stew,
shit.
stew and fume and whatever. But there's, Corey Holcomb's gotten in fights about jokes. Scruncho's been in fights. several
Scruncho's punched
times.
fools, dog.
He's punched
Yeah.
people on stage.
On stage.
Like there's drama in all these groups. And, and like we're talking about a lot of white comics, they're a little more silent about it.
Yeah.
Right?
But they
You never hear about white comedians having drama because they move in silent.
Yeah.
Like
They'll sabotage you
They'll
through your agent.
They'll
Yes.
sabotage your white comedian. Will sabotage another white comedian in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll call up the comedy store. Yeah, man, who's on the lineup? Okay, scratch him, please.
Yeah, I'm not going to come if that guy's going on that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
I-
that passive aggressive.
Sorry, man, but
Passive-aggressive, all the way.
if Dane Cook is there, you can't have Chris D'Elia there.
Yeah.
Two alike.
Damn.
Two alike. You know what I mean? If Eric Spears is there, you can't have Dean Edwards or whatever.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't
You're
know.
just giving examples. You're just
Just giving examples,
examples,
bro. I remember one time Johnny Sanchez didn't want to go up on a Latino after a Latino.
He didn't want to be right next to the other Latino in the
Yeah,
lineup.
because the whole lineup was white.
Right.
Me, I don't care, man.
Just go up and do your time and be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go and have a good time. You know?
Like people, there's a lot of beef in the Latino community, especially I would say only LA and Hollywood, here in the area. It's because we still think that there's only room for one.
That's
Oh,
the
that's-
root of
And
all
that's
that.
the root.
Exactly.
That's where all the problems come. Once Latino comedians and black comedians stop thinking that way, that there's room for everybody, but you know what? It's gonna take time. It's gonna happen overnight. It's like when we had Carlos Oscar. It's gonna take time, bro.
Yeah.
And it's gonna happen. But you know what? There's progress because they turned down 10 Latino pilots last year. When the last time it was 10.
5.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, 5. But
Trying to
not
sound
all
cool.
of them.
I was in the room here. There were fireworks behind me.
I'm just giving a
Lydia was
fact.
tearing up.
I was over here.
Yes, but
Really?
5. And that's
But-
still sad.
but, am I-
5, and there are none on the TV.
You think, and then
know?
I'm not, and also,
Yes.
man, it must be even harder. Like, just say when there's a comedy show and there's only one woman, and then like most comedy shows, bro. If you fucking go, I don't give a fuck. You go to any lineup right now. If you look it up, there's gonna be one woman,
Yep.
maybe two, and that's it. So that makes it even harder, man, for women to be fighting each other. So you got to move in silence too.
You know what?
I think there's more support.
There's a lot more support in the
Yeah.
female community.
Yeah.
It's
What's
it's pretty cool actually. Like because for the most part, people have realized that we're not doing each other any favors by pushing each other apart, and that the more consistently funny we are, and the more consistent that we show up, and that we're all there, and everyone goes to your time and shows up and is
Yeah.
great. It's undeniable. And it's also, there's a lot of women that are coming together to create channels to do stuff. Who cares what everybody else is doing? And I kind of feel that same way about like all of the individual races. Like, yes, there's only a certain amount of spots, but are you waiting for someone to give you a spot?
Right.
Or are you going to create momentum
Don't wait.
and become
You've got to
unignorable?
create everything in this
Yourself.
business. You can't be waiting for somebody to give you something.
'Cause
You
then
might
everybody
get
happy.
somebody might hand you
I know,
something,
man.
but
Right.
don't wait on
You
it.
can't be fighting in fucking the Village Inn over a joke, man.
Exactly. It doesn't make any damn sense. You know what you should do? Stop yelling about it. Go home and write 5 new jokes.
I
And
know.
write 5 jokes that are so
You
personal
can't
to you,
show
nobody
up
can
to
steal them.
fighting with a comedian with a DVD in your hand and hitting him with it.
It's
Yeah.
stupid. It just does. It's a waste of time. It's a super big waste of time. But I don't know. For me, I think I wish that there was more women on bills, but I don't mind being the only woman on the bill sometimes because
It's cool.
I'm funny as shit and it works out.
Yeah.
And then I'm Latino too, so I scoop up a lot of work because I'm like, they're like 2 for 1. She's a Latino and she's a lady. Get her in here. Get her in here. So it's
Yeah, you check
been
a lot of
beneficial-
boxes.
It's been beneficial to me since I've been in town. I haven't suffered as much as some other people have. Right now, the women we need to be sorry
You've
for
gotta-
is the white women. The white women are having a hard time getting gigs right now. So
You've got a good network of people like you and Marcella, and like that group of
Yep.
women that you guys have kind of formed in LA is stronger, I think, than any group of women who've been there before, because maybe the guys can operate as individuals and not need another guy there, like as a mentor or buddy or whatever. you're a lone wolf out there. But a lot of women, you can't move like that, you know. And you hear stories from Felicia from back in the 80s and that sort of thing, and that whole scene, and like people following her home, and like
you gotta have that one female comedian that tells you, man, they're
have.
hiring one female every week. Oh, you better call them.
You gotta have that network of people, and you know, Marcella, like she's starting to help, you know, with women with their submissions, like things that you submit and like mistakes not to make. Like she's doing it out of the goodness of her heart. Like she wants these women to get better.
She wants to do like a workshop, right?
Yeah, and like, you know, those are the sort of things that you guys need to be doing, and that's awesome to see it happening, you know.
Just the camaraderie. I mean, there's a bunch of different boards on Facebook that like women are always interacting with and like asking each other questions, asking for support, and like, oh, do you know how to write a treatment? Oh, have you ever done, how do I record voiceovers? How do I do this? So there's always all of this constant sharing, which I think is super cool.
I belong to LOCA, which is the Ladies of Comedy
'Cause
Association, but it's all behind the scenes women.
Yep.
No talent are allowed in the group. So it's all agents, managers, bookers, publicists, all those sorts of things. So they're really helpful. And we pass comics names around here and there.
Yeah, you should.
So,
cool.
No, you got to ask your friends, man. You got to always like lean on your friends. Marcella has been huge help to me since I've got here. Honestly, she has really
Any comments?
made it better.
No, it's not. There's no chat. It's disabled.
That shit is whack. I told everybody to comment.
I know.
Technical difficulties. Listen, sometimes.
What's up, boo? What's up, bro? Here looking like taxi driver, dog.
Just trying to look decent.
You look
Yeah,
just
man.
fine.
I think that's always been a problem with Latino comedians, you know. Because I remember when I first started comedy, I would speak to like older comedians that were doing it forever, like Vic Dunlap, Larry Omaha, and they would tell me that, no, bro, they only give, like he would tell me that that it was first Desi Arnaz, of course.
Yeah.
Then many years came back, and then they had Chico Naman, and then another 20 years came back, and then they had Paul Rodriguez,
Yeah.
a.k.a. Pablo. Then another 20 years came along, and they had George Lopez. Then another 20, Cristela.
Yeah.
Then another 10, 2 years after that got canceled, they canceled 5 pilots. So we have made progress, bro. And plus, there's more television now.
Yes.
And you know what? You don't need a network to have your own show. No. You have a camera. You can put it on YouTube, be consistent, build an audience.
Yep,
And
exactly.
don't forget a lot of these things that are on, you know, as web series, or like look at Issa Rae's show Insecure on HBO. That started as a web series. It started as a blog before that, and it blew into this show, and now she's creating things, and she's building other shows and movies and things for other actors and writers. So it can happen as long as it's good.
You want to say something, Hulk?
Oh, it's a process. You gotta like turn on the camera and do it. Like me and Nick, we did a web series, and we had to just like do it. We didn't write it out or anything. We're just like, we get first episode down, and then we get the rest done. And we got like 12 episodes out of it.
You have you done any acting?
You know what? I haven't done a lot of acting. I'm a little intimidated, but I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's intimidating. I don't know why. It's something I need to get over, which is weird because like I'm not intimidated or scared on stage at all with like a billion faces looking at me, but then one camera by myself is intimidating. So it's something I'm trying to like work myself into.
I have an acting coach, Deborah Lemon, Lemon Studios, right there on Silver Lake. I've been going there for a year.
You've been going there longer, but consistently for about a year.
And do you feel like it was like before you started seeing her, like were you comfortable like acting, or did you feel like
I fucking sucked.
Right? I just become hyper aware. I feel like I become hyper aware of everything my face is doing as soon as a camera's pointing on me, and then I start overcorrecting, and I'm like, "What am my face doing?"
Once I get on the set, I'm good. Just the audition part is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, once he's there.
Once I'm on the set, man, shit, I got the cameraman telling me where to stand privately. They're my friends, man. They want to make it look good. Plus, they want their piece they shot to air.
Right. They want to have like what they're creating go in the right direction. No, I think it's just something I have to get more comfortable. I need to like start wrapping my head around it.
You could look into like it's called an Alexander. An Alexander is usually I think for
Alexander
more
Berg.
stage actors, but an Alexander technique is like to look at your body and to be aware of where your body is positioned, how your face is positioned as you're performing. You know what I mean? So you don't have that
Yeah,
off the rails
like,
sort
I
of.
immediately, like, as soon as I see,
Like, what am I doing with my eye there?
Yeah,
you
like
know
I
what
can
mean?
barely talk into like my stories, but then I realize I'm like, oh, I'm staring at myself. I'm not looking at the camera.
Right.
And then I start talking. I'm like a 2-year-old child.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, I think it's an Alexander who could help with something like
Yeah,
that. Like
I'm just
knowing
like,
where your body is, how it's positioned, and how you're standing. Just being aware of all that.
But like, I mean, I act and wow out. You know what I mean? Like we're all comics. It's like, of course, if I'm like in like something with somebody, I can like improvise and like figure some stuff out, and I can remember stuff. It's just a matter of like, how do I
did
pretend to
acting
be
in like high
somebody
school and
else?
college. That helped. Acting in high school and college, just
You were in
simple
plays or
techniques.
what?
Yeah, I was in Greece.
Where were you in Greece?
Would you play Rizzo?
Rizzo.
No.
Now he lives with Rizzo.
I played the nerdy guy. That's all.
The nerdy guy. Who's that?
Don't remember.
Just like a side character?
The guy that was
Yeah.
jogging was John Travolta?
It was the guy
Lorenzo
they threw
Lamas?
in a trash can. That guy.
Oh,
Sounds made
okay,
up.
yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
I remember. No, yeah.
Sounds more like grasa.
No, it was
What's up, fool? So, man, we had a great week at the Irvine Improv. All three of us performed.
Yeah.
We did. It was fucking fun.
Dude, 6 shows. That was dope.
Even though
Almost
So fun.
7. The other one was like
George
like
Perez,
100
Stoner
left.
Rob, Martin Moreno, Hooter Moreno, Martin Rizzo. That's it, huh? Lydia Popovich, Johnny Roque, and myself.
You said George? Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of drug fools, huh? Some of the shows.
They ran out of beers.
They ran out of
That
beer
was-
on
Shut up,
Saturday.
I didn't
yeah.
know
That
that.
happened
Yeah.
on Sunday, yeah.
Sunday they were out when they started the shift.
Yeah.
They hadn't replaced it. They were out of Blue Moon. They were out of Corona. They were out of Modelo. They were out
That
of
Saturday night late crowd was shit faced.
Shit, yeah.
But in a good way though. Like
I
I'm not mad if people are drunk and having a good time and they're not like wilding out. You know what I mean?
I didn't know they ran out of beer. How'd
Yeah.
that work? They lose
They
money?
didn't run out of beer completely. They ran out of the good beers.
Yeah. People were
They had
asking for
Bud and Bud
Coronas
Light
yeah.
and stuff, and you know all that.
So it turned into the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, that factory had served Bud and Bud Light for years, man. That's it. Oh, so sad.
That's Amso Light?
This is Amstel Light. It's not really good, but
Drank two.
I was saying I haven't.
I
I was saying I haven't had this.
I was
since
watching
college.
that. I was, wait a minute.
It's
I think
not-
I drank 9 of those and got loaded one time.
You have to have like
Newcastle
9
is
to
the one I
15.
got fucked up on.
Ugh, Newcastle's
The
gross.
brown ale. That I remember I loved that
Yeah.
beer when I was in high school.
Had a little
that
boat,
was
right?
my favorite. Yeah, the
Yeah.
little red or the little blue star
Yeah.
on it. Yeah. No, that was my favorite actually for my high school graduation. I got a keg of that beer and bought it and put it in my backyard and like hid it. I don't even think I hid it. I think I convinced my mom that it was going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like where I just was like, it's going to be fine. Like no one's going to drive.
I could have told my mom back then that we could have beer because she
Yeah.
really thought that they still had the 3-2 law or whatever. It was like you get near beer. Remember near beer?
Uh-huh.
Back in the
do.
day before I was a kid.
Oh, duels.
My mom's generation, you could get like 3% or up to
Oh.
5% or something like that alcohol
Without being
without being
yeah.
21.
So-
So if you were 18, I
Borrachas.
think. And my mom thought that she was like, "Well, can't you just get near beer?" And I was like, "What is that?"
You're like, yeah, it's near beer.
Yeah, I was near the bar.
She really thought I could, and she didn't care if I drank. I just didn't really want to at that time. But
What's up, fool, man? So 6 sold out shows. We had the rabbits in the hotel room. They were pissed off the whole week.
they
Man,
were mad.
one of them tried to take a shower.
Oh my god, that's on a toilet, dog.
He fell in the
Did you know
toilet.
that?
Oh no!
Oh shit.
It had only a little water, but it was
That
a
fool jumped
square.
inside
He
a toilet.
jumped thinking he could get
The
on
same
there.
one that
Yeah.
went into
Yeah.
the shower.
Yeah,
Oh man,
he's risky.
I like this bunny. I like this bunny's got moxie.
But
like this bunny's
I
attitude.
came into the bathroom and he was like,
Is that the rescue one?
Yeah.
yeah,
Ah,
they're both
the-
rescues, but this is the
But
new
the
one.
newest,
Yeah.
no
yeah.
fear.
We might get a third
Oh my
one.
god.
No, I'm just
kidding. What?
Honestly,
I'm a
this
single
idea,
bunny mom.
like picturing a bunny trapped in a toilet, like that's gonna stick with me for a minute. That's a very, very funny visual.
It
It
was
was.
weird.
So
You
funny.
can see a little nail scratching.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was sliding. He couldn't get out. He was just like, ah. And then I got him out and wrapped him in a towel. Of course, he didn't like that either. I'm trying to dry off his feet. They
Yeah.
don't like being wet. Like they'll have a heart attack if they
Oh
get
my
wet.
gosh.
Some of them, yeah. But he wasn't.
I'm learning
If it
so
was
much.
if it was Slippers who got wet, she would have had a heart attack.
She was the rabbit. He had wet Uggs.
Yeah.
When I learned that rabbits can't throw up, I didn't know that either. That was a fascinating fact that I learned this weekend about rabbits. No idea.
There'll be a test next week.
What's
love that.
up, fool? Right now, man. A lot of drama went down this weekend, huh, bro?
Yeah, man, it was insane.
Did you get a text or you guys read it? How'd you find out?
I found out through Facebook Messenger. Then I called him.
Martin saw it on Facebook too. I think around the same time. Yeah.
How all big news is disseminated these days,
exactly.
right? Didn't get on Facebook. It didn't happen.
And it said what? What was it? A post from?
It was a post from Nick Guerra.
Yeah.
And it was like, Willie Barcena just punched me.
What?
Yeah.
Willie Barcena? Nah, bro. Nah, bro. It was my fist, bro. You know, once I let it go, it just goes, dog.
A mind of its own.
Oh, man, but he's been known for that.
Well,
right? Like that's I don't.
Okay, that's what
that.
Nick posted. We don't know the details. No. We weren't there. It's alleged.
Allegedly.
At this point,
allegedly.
but he did file a police
Unless
report.
Someone, where they happen at a restaurant, at the club, or were they performing together?
It was at a restaurant. It was at a restaurant. The Inn, the Red Wolf Inn, I think.
No, but it's in El Paso.
Yeah.
The Village. Yeah. Oh
Inn.
my God, that place menudo, bro. That's the only Village Inn. Yeah, it has good ass menudo, bro. And let me tell you, man, I never eaten there, but Willie would brag about it. Willie Barcena, he'll say, "Nah, bro, right there, bro. They don't fuck around, bro. They give you fucking menudo with pozole with toast."
Texas toast.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that Texas toast.
I don't eat menudo with tortillas, or I don't eat tortillas at all. But some food like toast, bro. Fuck that shit.
Nah, I do.
So what happened, bro? Is the all right? Did the police show up? Did they stop the fight?
Police showed up super late. They didn't stop the fight. What happened was...
It was just one punch, right? Did he do more?
It was 2 and a neck hold and a choke hold, kind of. Because what happened was like he was accused of stealing a joke. Nick was accused of stealing a joke. And he didn't accept it. Yeah, he was just like, no, I didn't. And then he didn't accept the DVD. And then they're both...
What
DVD?
What DVD?
All right, this happened a few months ago. This happened a week
ago. Watch it. He should have rented the DVD player. He should have had it like fucking
Hold on,
we were just talking about from Block.
Hold on. Who here has Amazon?
Yeah. Somebody get their car. Someone's got a DVD player.
Somebody subscribe to Netflix right now as I speak.
Wait, so he had a DVD that he wanted him to watch to see the joke?
Yeah, because I guess he doesn't know how to use video editors or something to like put side by side videos. So it's just like
look at 19 and 53 seconds.
You do the homework and get back to me. Yeah, and I'm gonna come find you in a random town, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, and this was at the Ice House.
Well,
that was a while ago, huh?
Yeah, at a random show. He wasn't even booked on the show. He saw Nick was booked on the show, and
he showed up.
I guess, and he asked the dude for a spot, and he got a spot. But he was like, "Hey, here's my DVD. Show it. Look at it." And Nick was like, "No, Willie, I didn't do it. You know, I didn't steal." And
were they playing the DVD or just show him the DVD?
No, it was just handing him. He was handing him
just
the DVD.
Reference material.
Yeah, expecting him to go home
Exhibit
and watch it.
They had to post it on it.
Yeah, post it with time codes, literally.
And he didn't. What happened though?
So like he didn't accept the accusation. He was just like, "Nah, get away from me," and walked away. So months later, they meet at the Village Inn. And
in El Paso.
You mean this weekend?
This weekend.
They didn't meet. He showed up.
He shows up at the
Willie
Village Inn
with reference material.
Yeah, Willie shows up. No.
This time
the reference material was last time. This is a test. Today's the test.
Gotcha.
He had a script.
This time he brought the audience that was there. This time he brought the audience that was there at the show, right?
He brought that one witness from the show. He brought his feature. It was him
where
and his feature.
was Willie at that he showed up here? Was he doing a show?
Performing in El
Yeah.
Paso?
Was he doing a show in El Paso too?
Well, he was doing a run in, I think, Corpus
Passed
Christi,
through.
and then he passed through to go to Vegas.
I don't
That's
understand,
not
man.
an easy pass through.
That's not easy pass through, bro.
Exactly.
From what?
Intentional.
That's
good menudo. That's some good menudo.
I'll tell you that. No, but
that
that menudo is good enough, bro, to make a 70-mile fucking detour, bro.
Yeah.
That's some good menudo.
So when he gets there, Willie walks up to the guy featuring for Nick and doesn't pay any mind to Nick and just says, "Hey, you're a
What's
good
his name?
comic." I don't remember the guy's name. I just know.
Hey, bro, you're big, dog. Hold on.
Yeah, I just heard a lot about you. You're a good comic. I really like you. And
You
then
have a
he
lot of integrity, something I don't have.
Oh man. And like he intentionally doesn't like pay any attention to Nick. So Nick knows Willie's opener, and he does that same thing. He just walks up to him, "Hey, you're a good comic, blah blah."
But was he,
So he
was
went
he
up to-
mocking?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
mocking.
he was
He was
mocking.
mocking. So, okay, so you
Well,
can't be 4'11", bro, mocking a guy
That's
100 pounds
It's gonna
heavier.
happen.
Interesting.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, man, you can't
That's
be.
an interesting detail. I
See
didn't
that?
know
I didn't know about that detail, man. You can't you can't be mocking me, bro, either, bro.
Yeah.
If I'm
yeah.
trying to be cool.
But like
Yeah.
it was one of those things like he didn't pay
Teasing
attention to
the
him, so it was
bear.
like, fine, you're not gonna pay attention to me. I'm gonna make you pay attention to me. And then like he got over him, like he went back to sit down at his booth, and then Willie went over and was just like, are you mocking me? And then Nick was like, yeah, I am mocking you. And then that's when he got hit twice. And I'm
All right, then they should have just not even mocked him.
But I wouldn't have.
And
I wouldn't have provoked the bear.
Knowing
the
knowing
drunk
that
bear.
the guy is violent, you shouldn't have provoked
Yeah.
him, man.
There have been stories.
there's a sign. That's come. I don't mess with him.
Yeah.
That's anytime like people always like comics that I knew that were like hanging around with him. I was like, nah.
I'm not saying he was in the right at all, but
Right.
But
you
no.
know, I
Those are-
wouldn't provoke the bear.
Those are the kind of words you
drunk
say
bear.
if you've been
Yeah.
at least 10 fights at that height.
Yeah.
Right. Or
Right.
you're scrapping. You're looking forward to
Like
something.
if you've
Ready
been
for
fighting
it.
people,
Ready for anything.
yeah, man, you just can't be a badass with a suit, bro, and provoke somebody like that. But still, especially with Willie Barcena, so Willie hit him.
Yeah, Willie hit him twice, and he tried to like choke him.
Damn.
And then the manager pulled him off, and like the features pulled him off, and then he took off. Like they just took off.
Allegedly,
Allegedly, this happened,
but with witnesses.
but with witnesses. And then allegedly,
Those fools took off like Thelma and Louise.
yeah,
They had Brad Pitt out there just stoking up the wheel, ready.
Wow, you know what, man? I feel bad more for the guy that opened it for Willie, bro.
Yeah,
That's what I was
he's
gonna
got to
say.
be shell
The
shocked
feature.
too.
That fool's paying dues, bro. He's all scared
big
like
time.
Randy
Yeah.
Quaid.
Already.
He probably all scared like Randy Quaid and Kingpin.
In his bedroom, like this,
Oh my
in the
God.
hotel room.
Sharing the same room with Willie. And he has to reenact the whole fight with him.
just in his head.
Yo, he's got to give props. Yeah, you
Right.
got down.
Yeah, yeah.
You did a good
You
job.
got down,
yeah,
man.
for sure.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, he was wrong. He's got to give props that way.
I
That's
gotta give you
tough.
props, bro, for holding me back. Props.
Yep.
You got a good grip.
Wow.
Saving face.
I wasn't even thinking that
Saving
happened that way.
FaceTime.
I just made it up. That there was a little mocking there.
Well, I thought like it would have been like an indirect mocking.
Yeah.
But like since when I found it was direct, I was like, oh, that's dope.
Oh.
All right.
Right. I mean, you got to give him props for standing up, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it's not something I would do in that
Right.
Yeah, man.
situation.
This is a smart
I'd
choice.
walk away. Yeah.
Cool.
Kudos
where
for
he's
having
coming from.
balls, but you know what, man?
Balls sometimes get you.
But you know what? You
Yeah.
took the punch like a soldier.
Yeah, it was one of
Yeah.
those. You know, it's going because
The first one's always the hardest.
it's either
Right.
that or he shows up everywhere and just punks you every
Yeah.
time.
True.
Yeah.
True.
No, you're right.
And you're just like, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
And then it hurts.
Yeah.
But damn.
If anybody want to see Willie Barcena, he's at the LA Comedy Club in Las Vegas
All week.
all week. So go check him out. Check him out.
Check out
Anybody-
that DVD. I hear it's got
It's
some
fire.
fire jokes on it. Fire. Punch
A
work.
lot of punchlines in that
Don't
one.
tell them to your friends though.
Yeah. Do not repeat those jokes.
Unless you want a hand delivered.
Yeah.
Another copy. Here's another copy.
It's funny when like other comedians that were the people that were commenting were like they were not comedians, huh?
That's the thing, though. There are some comedians on there, of course.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of fans. And when fans see that stuff, they don't know what's going
The context, yeah.
on. Remember
I
when you
know.
and Jeff, you and the devil got, into...
What the fuck, dog? Say my fucking name, dog.
Remember when
The
you
devil,
and the,
yeah.
You and the devil, when you punked him after Last Comic Standing and kicked him off the stage and grabbed the mic and all that stuff. That whole thing happened in front of fans
Yeah.
who were in the middle of watching a comedy show, and he walks in and comes on the stage and whatever, upsets it all. We all, and the comics all were like, woo! What? The fans were just like, what's going on? Like, they had no clue.
Yeah, they were so.
They felt like, let's get back to the comedy
man.
show. Who are these people
Why is this
Why are they
happening?
fighting? Like, what's
Yeah.
Martin
going
Rizzo
on?
scared peeing in his
Martin
pants.
Rizzo scared.
My was just nervous.
But, the fans,
Nuh-uh.
when you do that, when you have fans who are just people who saw you on TV, they don't know what's going on, and they don't want to be part of it, and they don't
Yeah,
want
man.
to see it either. Like,
Me and Rizzo talked about that for weeks.
Yeah.
We were just like, did you see? Remember when he jumped on the stool? I was like, holy shit.
who jumped on the stool?
Didn't you? When
I
you
don't
He
remember.
jumped on the stool.
I think so. Something. It
No,
was
he
like,
got on the stage, took the mic.
at the
And
Sunset
then,
Room.
yeah, and then they kicked Jeff. Jeff was like talking shit, and then he left. And
Yeah.
then they kicked him out and didn't let him back in.
Oh man, I remember
He went
him
to go
just
beat up his
cowering.
wife. Allegedly.
I'm gonna cut that out of the audio. What time are we at? So I don't remember.
What's up, fool? You have shows coming up, man? Here in
Yeah,
town?
next month I'm gonna be at the Sandman. No, Pachanga. I'm gonna be in Pachanga.
Pachanga.
And then at the end of the month, at the last week, I'm gonna be at I think Hard Rock Cafe, Hard Rock Hotel in Vegas.
And I
with,
think you're gonna be with him at El Paso and San Antonio, probably, right?
What's up, fool?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'll be at the
I have to ask you.
airport in a little while.
Yeah, you guys are going to Miami tonight.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I remember you guys were saying that tonight.
What's your Instagram again?
Hater Tuesday.
Why is it Hater Tuesday? I've always wondered.
So
You to remember.
the short and the long of it is this. I used to be a very negative person. I'm still pretty negative, but it used to be a little bit out of control. And my friends told me that they didn't think that I could make a New Year's resolution to not say negative shit like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, I can. What are you talking about? I lasted about 2 months and was just ready to explode. So what I started doing as a joke is I was like, man, just give me like 1 day a week. I just need like even people who are on diets have a cheat day. Like I need a cheat day. Tuesday's going to be my cheat day.
Hilarious.
So what I would do is the whole week when we were hanging out, like, you know, when you talk shit to your friends, you say stuff, they just said I made too much fun of them. Like they couldn't take it. So I would just start taking notes of all of the little petty shit that happened that I would have said in real life, and I took notes about it.
You saved
And
it and
then
did a
I
roast
saved
every
it.
Tuesday.
Well, I sent them emails, and I was like, last Thursday, we were at dinner, you said this, blah, 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 comment. So I basically would just send them the notes of like all of my hating notes, and it became Hater Tuesday, and it ended up turning into a live journal, and then that live journal turned into a blog, and then I had a website. That's actually what kicked off comedy is. It was just me
That's cool.
hating on my friends and then hating on all of the things that I saw around me, and then I just stuck with it because I like Hater Tuesday, but I don't update the website anymore because now I do stand up and it's just too much work. So that's where it
a
comes
cool
from.
Story.
What's up, fool? Podcast.
Why do we always get that from you?
What?
That.
Yeah, what?
No, silence and a raised eyebrow.
He's thinking.
I was thinking.
He's thinking about things.
I was thinking why Johnny Rocket showed up with wearing all of Rizzo's clothes this weekend.
Because I don't got nothing that fits me anymore.
He's losing weight.
Did you show him when you were wearing his jacket?
Yeah, I did.
yeah.
Dude,
Was that Martin's jacket? Or
Yeah.
Martin's jacket? It was Martin's
fuck,
jacket?
bro. Alfred Robles. I saw Alfred Robles, a little clip. He did your podcast yesterday, right?
Yeah, I did.
That fool is two-faced, bro. When he posted on Instagram, you know, when he was gay, bro, he looks like all right. But damn, bro, that podcast, bro, he like he's back at 300 pounds, bro.
Oh.
That neck, dog, he looking like Dick Butkus, bro.
Oh.
That neck wants a fucking guest spot, bro. That neck sells merch, bro. On the side.
Man.
That fool look like a salamander, bro.
Oh my
like
God.
a mole.
Salamander.
Like something,
A
a mole that comes out of the ground, bro.
Dude.
Like a hairless.
Jabba the Hutt sort of no neck thing.
Man.
Like he's
I
getting
didn't see
huge,
him.
bro. He look like the little baby brown deodorant, bro.
He lost some weight a few years ago and gave me some clothes. He's asking for them back now.
Fuck. He wants the 42s back, dog.
You always got a stash up here in the back of the closet. Gotta know.
He's happy, bro. He's the last comic standing on the Gabriel Iglesias tour.
Oh, man.
Martin is gone. He always left. G. Riley, we don't know, bro. He's gone.
The other guys.
Haven't even seen him on Instagram.
He's busy. He's living the OC now. I never get to see him.
Who?
See.
Alfred. Alfred moved out of his
East
mom's
LA?
house, East LA. And
OC,
OC?
huh?
OC now.
Should stay over there. Eh?
He's doing good.
Over there, talking shit about the burrito, how they ain't that good.
Man, back home in East LA.
My mom used to make it.
Using white rice for burritos out there.
Hey, sometimes that's
He
all you
lives with
have.
somebody now or what?
No, just him and his cat. Just him and his cat.
Who took care of the cat when he's gone? He's always gone.
Dude, cats take care of themselves.
No,
That's all I love about
not
cats.
for 5 days.
5 days.
No. No.
They're not magic. I mean, they are, but they're, they can't like open up bags of food with their little paws.
I'd say 2 to 3 days
If
with
you
a
got a young
self-feeder,
one.
self-water. Yeah, but they need the attention though too.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he just got it for the Instagram post.
He has a
Just
Manx.
to have a
He has
cat.
a Manx, I think, like a real furry, like pretty cat.
If you have a fancy cat, then that cat definitely has attention
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah.
For sure needs help. Needs someone to hang out.
I thought Martin was hiding a raccoon under his chin.
It's his grandpa
Martin's
beard.
beard's out of there, man. It's just.
You gotta have a gray
was-
beard when you're grandpa.
It was pretty impressive.
Martin's face always looked like he whatever you're saying, he don't believe you, huh? Like,
That's him trying to catch his glasses.
what's up with the fucking sound guy, bro, at the Urban Improv, bro?
Yeah.
I don't like when sound guy too professional, bro. Like, especially like, bro, we're not the fucking Taj Mahal. President Donald Trump is not speaking. I'm out here throwing out saliva like a Gallagher show. You know what I mean?
will get
I don't need you to write down notes or to show up with a fucking $20, $25 moleskin, writing down everybody's names. Like, who's gonna look at this fucking moleskin later on? Oh, look, he wrote down fucking Johnny Roque's name.
It's a sound journal, man. Maybe,
Fuck a sound journal.
There was a lot of notes and a lot of questions. I've never interacted that much with the sound guy before. I
For
appreciated
real.
his attention to detail, but it was a lot of interaction.
For real.
Much more. I've been lucky to have a guy just be like, the light's at 2.
Oh, man.
You know, like
This fool will go
a
up
lot
on
of questions.
go up on stage and adjust the mic when the audience there, bro. You couldn't do that when there's no one there.
I know. No,
When you
it's
got
on
there,
purpose.
Like,
It's all-
nobody needs to see your
There's
ass.
a whole
That's
show.
you can tell that like he's
Right sound right here. No, I'm kidding.
He's definitely
Like
from
this
a
sound there,
dark-
bro. Nobody
Yeah,
sees him.
he didn't say shit to us. He was just like, all right, whatever. Do you want to chat or not? Make up your mind.
But this will make it a whole he makes it a whole fucking like a whole
It's a production.
yeah.
production. Like he's part of the entertainment too.
He takes away the fun. He comes in
Are
all
you
authoritative.
ready?
Are you ready?
Johnny Roque.
He had a very
couldn't take
a
it.
rock voice.
I
That was
could not
that
take
part
it.
was much for me. Yeah.
He looked like
too
Dean
much.
Del Rey if Dean Del Rey didn't do comedy, bro.
He was Steve Del Rey's
He's like-
brother.
20 years ago, Dean Del Rey.
He was not a Hellraiser though, or Del Raiser.
No.
He was a Duh Raiser.
He had a mustachio, didn't he?
No, that was the waiter. That was,
I think they
Oh,
both.
did
He
they-
had a mustache, a little one. It wasn't as big. It wasn't as
yeah.
elaborate.
The
as
waiter
the
had a
waiters.
beard too.
Yeah.
He had a mustache beard thing.
This guy had face tattoos. A couple face
Yeah.
tattoos.
He did have a mustache. I'm like visualizing
And
his
a
face
little.
in my head right
He
now.
had a little. I think he had a little mustachio, little wax.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah.
ends. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
he came in like he was a sheriff.
Looked like he had
You know what-
suspenders and a.
Of Soundtown.
You know what? Don't like either too. And the sound guy, I saw the photographer, and he's showing you all the photos he took there at that concert. Or it shows you all. Oh my God! I met a sound guy. I don't know what show we were, but he was like standing next to me when I was going check, and he had a keychain with every fucking backstage pass he ever worked, and
Wow.
he had to show me.
Of course.
Damn.
Of course.
Chicago, Night Train,
Boy, these bands
Renegade,
suck.
Bon Jovi, Iron Maiden, bro.
partly suck.
Half of Oates.
That was good.
What's up, Fool Podcast? All right, everybody. We're gonna go now, and we're gonna thank our guest, Lydia Popovich, our co-host with no most,
Without the most.
without the most, Johnny Roque right here,
Yay, Johnny.
Virgin.
He's a reclaimed version.
Yeah,
Virgin, right?
He's put down that
He's
whole
born
life.
again.
I've
He's
known
a size 6. Lisa over here drunk, can't drive us back to the airport.
It's light
What's
beer.
up, fool? Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Felipe.
Thank you.